Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. I am actively playing right now. I created a video earlier today that I was going to post and then ran into what is currently going on right now, which I thought would be a lot more interesting. First video I did earlier today, I made it where I got blown up, I got killed. Not in the video, but prior to the video, and I wanted to show what I do whenever that happens, how quickly I get back out there running. Um, I had accumulated in the course of the day about 30 million in ISK, actually about 40 million ISK. I bought some stuff and then got killed. So I had accumulated a nice little nest egg that I can build a lot more exploration ships. And so I built my ship and went out to fly and couldn't find a wormhole out of the career station for about half the day. So that kind of slowed me down and it kind of caught me off guard. I was kind of expecting to get rolling. So the reason why I'm making a video now is it's pretty late, but I am a night shifter. I work the night shift at my job. Um, there's been I was able to get a wormhole out, and I've been moving about here over the last couple of hours, off and on, in between ice cream breaks and dinner breaks and things like that. And it's been a lot of fun. Fun in the watching a horror movie fun, um, where you're just like, ah, ah. I don't know if you can see that me. Ah, ah. This is why I am playing the way that I am right now. Um, because I have been chased multiple times and not died. So I'm trying to find, and I thought I should start the video now in my hopes of finding a spot that I can hunker down and explain everything that has happened. Um, so I will tell you right now, I am in a very strange wormhole. If you notice here, it is a wormhole with only um, the one celestial, one planet, um, and then it's got the sun, and then some stuff around it here. I need to keep my D scan going. Trust me, I need to keep my D scan going. um, First, I was chased by two Lokis earlier. I jumped out of the system, but couldn't remember where I was at. Got some ice cream, came back. Then was being hunted by a cheetah, and then after that, I was trying to get out of the system, and at the same time, I warped to check out a wormhole. Four Vexors flew in, and I'll explain here in a little bit how I got away from that. All day two, no cloaky, no special abilities, things. I should keep going here because I can get caught at any point in time. But there were a couple things that I did that really helped me not dying. And I really want to show you guys that, but I really need to get out of here because I don't really want to wake up tomorrow and try to do this sort of thing. Well, I wouldn't mind it if I was up for it. Right now, I am up for it, so I'm going to do it. Um, yeah, I had the four Vexors, and then they followed me into this system, back to the system by accident. I had warped to one, and then I think one of them actually said hi to me after a little while. Uh, there, I don't mind saying hi because I don't mind dying. Um, and that would actually be my number one point of all of this. I'm going to scan this last spot down here. I'm making a list of things over here to go over of how I didn't die out here. Doesn't mean it's foolproof, but things to keep in mind. I have two more things I want to add on to that list, but I am so entrenched in trying to find some wormholes here. I found a couple, and I'm going to do the one thing that you've seen me do first. So Just scan this last wormhole down. I'm not going to even bother with that last cosmic signature here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wormholes that I can choose from to get the frick out of this system. Whew. Okay. Okay, we got 5 of them. So each one of these, well, number one, I want to point out that I am currently, I've got my micro warp drive on, and I am cruising at a 2299 meters per second thing in my safe spot that I've created here. Doesn't keep me fully safe, but it keeps me safer, and that's important when I get to that later on. That'll be number 4. That actually saved me from dying earlier, but again, we're going to try to do this. So I'm going to do number 1 here. I'm going to warp to each one of these wormholes at 100 kilometers off. What I want to do is just check out each wormhole. If any of them have a jump to high sec, I'm going there so I can just relax for half a second. I was able to do one data site in a null-sec system, which I also saw something else I'd never seen before. Just a really interesting day. Not a huge money-making day, but let's show this one here. Okay, unknown. So that the top one is unknown. Ah, shoot! Dang it. Don't want that. Come on. Okay, let's go to wormhole number 2. There I am there. We'll be able to see me move about here. D-scan up. Let's go ahead and get our probes in here. Don't really need to be telling everybody we're around. Okay, this is number 2. Are you what I am looking for? Unknown parts of space. Fantastic. Let's try number 3. Warp within 100. As you all know, while I'm flying back and forth here, if you've watched any of my current videos, this is my new challenge where I'm only flying around systems using wormholes. I'm not using any Eve gates starting from day 1. Obviously, when you first start, you've got to get to the career missions to do this. This is on day 2, 2.5, 2.25. Okay, let's see what this one is. Unknown parts of space. Looking at a bunch of wormholes. Warp within 100. We got 2 left here. Maybe one of these will be to high sec or low sec. Low sec not being totally safe, but if it can have a station I can dock up in. If not, I will just pick one of these systems at random, and I'll just warp through it. I don't care anymore. Okay. Show info. High security space. That is what I'm looking for. Now, I'm not going to use my micro warp drive to go there. That was QLG. Might as well go check this one out. And then I can give you a quick full rundown of everything that's happened here. Maybe I might pull up a paint, see what I can do there. Let's see here. What? Number 5. I think I'll name this one 5 Ways to Not Die in EU Online Wormholes as an Idiot. Show info. Okay, unknown. So we're going to warp back to there. Oops. Oh shoot, I'm going 100. Dang it. And there's a hotkey to, dang it. I'm so used to warping at 100, I warped at 100 there. I meant to warp to 0. Oh. Well, at least I'm safer. Do I want to take the chance of micro warp drive into it? Let's see here. Anybody on directional scan? Anybody on directional scan? No, let's just do it. Screw it. Enter wormhole. Micro warp drive you at 2,000 meters per second. That should be 40 seconds to make it here. Down to 35 seconds. 30 seconds if you were doing basic math. Keep an eye on local. I could have warped away and warped back. It would have been just as safe. There's a pretty cool looking wormhole there. We're at 15 seconds till entering the wormhole. 5 seconds. Okay. Feeling better, feeling better, feeling better. Let's get out of here. Whoo! I don't even care if there's a system here. Whoa, there's a lot of people here. Opold and Metro. Whoa, there's a lot of stations here. Holy criminy. That's cool. I am fine with that. Let's just dock up. Before I get into my explanation, let's just check out to see what we've got in system. Blueprints. Scanning equipment. Ooh, scan probe launchers. Woohoo! Woohoo! Scan probe launcher. I can get a blueprint. I would be looking for you. Now, are there probes for sale here? If there are probes for sale here, I will be ecstatic. Found it. You have no idea. Okay, that's for another video I will do. Those were two of the main things I was looking for. How about ships? Any ships? Just shuttles. Okay, fine. That's fine. I am so happy I found this. Okay, so if you've watched my previous videos, you understand what I'm going through right now. So, probably the best thing for me to do would be just to pull up a rudimentary paint to show what, because it's probably the fastest way to do it here. I've done this before. It's stupid. Paint. Hello. Hi, Paint. Nice to see you. Oh, I could have hit it right down there. Okay. So, long story short, couple different ways that I survived here. So, I was in the career mission system, warped to another mission. I don't normally like sitting in those just warped into systems because there's probably a lot of people that are just warping in there. So, I went to another system, which ended up being that system that only had, I'll just show you here. Can I paint this? So there's that's terrible. So there was a sun here, and you saw it earlier, there was only one celestial. Maybe I should get a pen. And so if you think about it, this is, if I understand it correctly, wormholes and other celestial things within wormholes, wormhole space, can only spawn 5 AU outside of a celestial. So when I warped in, this is the only spot that there can be any wormholes. And you saw it earlier whenever I was scanning down those ones. It also has everything that's involved there. So I hadn't seen anything like that before. And this will be my first thing to tell you. And you saw me doing it earlier of how to stay alive a little bit longer. This is where the 2 Lokis tried to kill me. If you've watched my previous videos, as soon as I go into a wormhole, I drop a safe spot or a favorite a spot um, to where the wormhole is, and then I create a save spot by flying to the nearest celestial. Well, I flew to the planet, and as I was going there, it was probably like 3 AU. Halfway there, I dropped a save spot, and then I warped back to it. Safe and go lucky. You have a tendency to feel like you're completely safe that way. What I normally try to do is at least start moving. That way, if somebody is trying to scan you down with combat scanners and you've forgotten to um, uh, uh, hit your D scan to see those combat scanners, or there is a trick that you can do to make it harder for people to see the combat probes. If they warp in on you, at least you're moving away from that save spot. So while they're warping, you're at least moving. So whenever they warp in, you're not where they scanned you down at. See what I'm saying here? So you're here, they scanned you here, from here, they're warping in, but you're moving. So hopefully, by the time I get here, you've made some distance. See what I'm saying? That's exactly what happened. I had set myself on the save spot, but pointed myself in a direction, hit my micro warp drive, and when the two Lokis warped in, I was over 50 kilometers, if not 100 kilometers away from them, because they're slower ships. It takes them longer to warp there. Obviously, they've got to get their game plan together, that sort of thing. And not saying it will keep me safe, but it kept me from dying that time, because it gave me time to see them hit my overview. It gave me time to then look for something that I had scanned down and get there. And I was able to get to a wormhole that I had scanned down. They followed me and jumped through. I got through quick and was able to warp to a random celestial at the new wormhole. They started scanning me down again, and I did the little chase round, which was my adrenaline was going, ready to go. But that's the first one. Second one you've seen is my saved locations box. I always try to keep that there. That has saved me multiple times. I don't have it here on the list. The third one is something that somebody brought up to me earlier today. Trying to remember. It was actually a comment that somebody left, and they were talking about crashing gates. If you go into a system, micro warp, and there's people sitting outside of it, don't try to run away in that system unless you are fit for that. Usually the best thing that you can do is in low sec or null sec, people crash gates. In this, people would crash wormholes. And what that means is basically just turn and make a beeline for that wormhole and try to get back through it. Unless there's people gate camping both sides, you've got a good chance of at least getting through the wormhole. Boom. And like I did with the other one, try to go to a celestial as quickly as possible. Now you might be wondering, and I'll stop here in the middle of this, don't I want to blow things up? Well, yeah, I'm 2 days old. I'm not going to blow anybody up. This is where I'm having fun. This is where I'm out making 30 million ISK. Not a huge amount of money, but that's 15 of these ships that I got that I can go do this more. So that's another one. The last one, another commenter brought up, and I have done this in the past whenever I did my 100-day stint in as an alpha in nullsec. And if you want to watch that, it's on my channels. Had a lot of fun with that. I learned a lot, just like I'm learning here. And when I say learn, it's not just learning something new, but doing things a lot. And his point was to try to set up your safe spots away from the celestials so that if somebody... let me go back to my paint here. So let's say there's multiple celestials here. These are planets. This is terrible. Okay. And let's put a celestial over here. Okay. And let's just drop one more all the way out here. This is a great point. So when I was out in Stain, and this is again as an alpha, so you don't have a cloak, what I would do was I would hunt asteroid belts out there that were over 15 AU away from the closest Stargate, because I wasn't too worried about wormholes. I was more worried about guys flying in through Stargates, because I could then see them pop in. If they got me through a wormhole, that was fine. They got me. But if I was 15 AU away from a Stargate, then they would have to warp to something and then directionally scan down where I might possibly be. And by that time, I would have docked up or found a spot, hopefully, if I was paying attention. What he brought up was to try to find a safe spot that was more than 15 AU, or in a spot that is away from the Celestials. Now the problem is you can't just do that. You're not going to have a random asteroid belt here. You're not going to have a random asteroid belt out here where it might be 15 AU. So let's say you warp in, you know that there's a wormhole right here. And let's say this planet here is 50, yeah, I can do this, 50 AU out, and this one is 10 AU. Now I'm generalizing here. A lot of places you're not going to be able to do this with. But, so the first thing, remember what I was saying earlier where any wormhole can be within 5 AU of a celestial. So, if this is 10 AU out and this is 50 AU out, that means I've got about a 45, 40 plus a little bit extra distance because we're doing the Pythagorean theorem here or whatever. This is the hypotenuse. Is that what it is? I can't remember. It's been 1,000 years. ABC squared. Roughly, I'm going to have about 40 AU here. So if I set up a save spot, it's got to be 20 AU away from both of these. Why? Because any wormhole can pop up 5 AU on this side and 5 AU over here. Now I can see those wormholes on my directional scan or on my probe scan, but I may not have scanned them down yet. So what I'm looking for, so if this is 40, you subtract 5 off of here and 5 off of here, and then it's got to be within 15 AU, see what I'm getting at, of either one as well. So you're going 20 and 20. So I've almost got to find one that's exactly right in the middle here at 20 AU between the two. Now, that's really tough to do, but if you can do it, it's really helpful. Even more helpful is if you just pay for your Omega account and buy a cloak. I just looked at the wrong camera. I only have one camera. I did a gym from the office. Buy a cloak. But I'm not doing that because this is how I'm playing right now. You have no idea how happy I am that there's some probe launchers here. Now, if I can buy the blueprints for the probe launcher and the probes, I can then look for the final system that I want to get to. Maybe I'll make this my, I could make this my new home. I could do that, but I can't build, ooh, that's tough. That is tough because I can't build ships here. I don't have that. Okay, I'll think about that more tomorrow. I have a lot to have fun with. But so that is one other spot. Last but not least, so that's 4 things that might keep you alive. We've got the 100 kilometers warping into whatever you're warping into to stay off of it. Oh, I'm sorry. So just to repeat, I warped in 100 off of the wormholes, and guys were sitting in the wormholes. Therefore, I wasn't killed. Could there be drag bubbles? Yes, but I'm usually warping at some weird angle. Um, the you got crashing the wormhole gates, 20 AU away from it, micro warp drive. Last but not least, and this is where I died earlier today. Um, if it doesn't look good, don't do it. I'm sorry. If it doesn't look good, don't do it. I woke up this morning, grabbed my coffee, half awake, ready to roll, had made 40 million yesterday, ready to make a video. I'm still waking up, jumped in, warped in, and when I warped in, I saw um, somebody on my directional scan. He went away. It was like a Drake or something like that. It's like, oh, must have moved on. Um, and scanned down my sites, found a nice little data site from the current event that's going on, warped there, um, opened up one box, was moving on to the next box, and lo and behold, um, guy popped up and sniped me in a one-shotter. Killed me without even thinking about it. No issues, no problem with that. That is why I'm playing this game. That is what he does. I take my life into my own hands. Um, my final piece of advice for this is a two-parter. The first part being, if it looks bad, don't do it. You can always go find another area to go scout. If you see somebody in an area, don't try to do some relic and data sites. There's other empty sites that are out there. But the second one being, accept the fact that you're going to die. Not in real life, at some point you will. But in Eve, especially when you're playing this way, part of the rush is to not try to die. But when you do, that's what happens, you know? And so I wanted to make this video. I had my other one. I'm probably not going to even post it now because I covered about half the stuff I did. But I am elated. I have stuff to work with going forward. I got to plan this out for tomorrow. But other than that, I hope I didn't talk too long here. I think I've got this whole 30-minute thing down. If you guys have any ideas, any thoughts, please feel free to comment. I had three great comments on a couple of videos today that really made me think about the one guy reminded me about the distances, so I had to think about, like I was talking, the 20 AU part of it. It's different from the Stargates, but he was spot on that. The crash gates came from a commenter, and I always have to remind myself to do that. So awesome. Appreciate it, guys. I actually had somebody send me a message in-game. They saw that I was only using regular combat probes, and said, hey, you should be using sister combat probes. People are nice, they're helpful. And I said, I can't because I'm waiting to find some. Hey, wait, actually, that reminds me. Are there any sister combat probes for sale here? If there are, I'm going to lose my mind. Ammunition, probes, scan probes. Nope, just core scan probes. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm okay. Boy, there is a lot of stuff here. I may need to make this my home state. Well, no, I don't think it's as good as... The major problem here is I can't build any ships. That's a knocker there. Boy, there aren't... how about ships for purchase? We've got Amar ships. Just a Tormentor and a Venture. Alright, fine. Gotta think about this for a little while. Some battle cruisers out here. I can't fly a battle cruiser, but that's kind of cool. Advanced assault frigates, Minotaur, Jaguar. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. Alright. So, other than that, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however that you want. I forgot I was making a video. This is how I act whenever I'm just playing. Alrighty. You guys have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.